Hey there! So I am sure that this social distancing has you unable to get to your stylist. And one thing that really grows out quickly when you are unable to get to your stylist, and even when you're not on social distancing, it's those bangs, right? As you can tell, it's been a while. So my bangs are to my eyelashes already. And I just figured, I know I'm not the only one in this boat. I'm sure there's people out there that would like some tips on trimming their bangs from a professional and not those crazy people that, chop their bangs and then cry because it's so messed up. So here are some, tips on how I trim my bangs. Everyone's bangs are different, that's the thing. This is just how I do it, and take what you want from it as far as your own bangs. I always start in the middle though. When I cut my bangs, I always point cut. So that means that you're gonna hold your scissors like this and cut into your bangs, not across, because I don't like that straight cross line on my bangs. So I like to never have my bangs. I never want my bangs to be like any higher than like right where my eyebrows are at. So, and when your bangs are wet, you want to cut a little bit longer than where you want them to fall, because they are going to shrink up as they dry. So I'm gonna put my fingers like right below my eyebrow line and then trim the bottoms. And with cutting your own bangs, it is challenging because you do have to kind of like see what you're doing at such a close distance. You can try to do it in the mirror, but I usually just look up at where my bangs are, because trying to look in the mirror can be a challenge. I don't know how goofy I look while looking up at my bangs. I might look really ridiculous. Oh well, I'm putting it out there. Then you're gonna take your next little section and line up with what you already cut. Probably looks slightly cross-eyed doing this, but basically you're gonna cut at the same length that you just cut, but you'll be bringing your bangs to the center. That is what you basically need to do. You need to bring your bangs over to where you cut that center piece, so that as you get this way, they kind of get slightly longer. And like, that's my style, at least, I guess. Not everyone's gonna want their bangs to be like that, but that's how I like my bangs to be. So I bring them to the center so that I have that little bit of a taper. As you can see, I'm not cutting off very much because I do trim my bangs fairly often. And because you can always take more off, but you cannot put more back on. So you want to start a little bit longer probably than what you're wanting to do, just in case, and then you can always take more off as you go if you realize, I kind of want them a little bit shorter. Less is more, especially when we're talking about bangs, people. I am going to wet my bangs a little bit more because they're like super dry now. Here we go. And I do want to trim a little bit more on this side because it is a little bit long on that side. Well, this is dry, so it's flipping out over here, and this is not dry yet. So I'm gonna wet this side again so that way I can make sure that they line up. You don't want it to be shorter on one side than it is on the other side. So the best way to tell is to pull these two until you reach the point, and they do reach the same point. So one last thing that I like to do to add a little bit of a texture at the end of my bangs, so that they're not too blunt, I like to pull up a section, and if you can see how right now it's kind of at an angle, because when you hold it up like this, these pieces that were the same length as these pieces, they're lower on your head, so they're going to be shorter, where these ones are going to be longer. So holding them up vertically like that, then I'm going to point cut into that section there to kind of make them a little bit of a layer. I don't want a lot because I don't want my bangs to like separate too much, but just to give them a little bit more texture at the bottom so that I don't end up with a super blunt line. So I'm gonna go ahead and dry my bangs and flat iron them so that way I can see how they turned out. So I can see that my bangs have a little bit more length on this side still. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my scissors and trim that up a bit. Overdo it, then you gotta go back and forth and back and forth. Nobody wants to do that. That's too time consuming. So I will go through my bangs over and over again until I get it the way that I want it to be. It's okay if you're not a perfectionist, and really though, I mean, nobody's seeing us. We're in quarantine, nobody cares. Anyway, so that is the end. Let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe so you can watch out for my other videos. Thanks for watching.